Hello students. So today we are going to discuss a very important concept that belongs to third unit of CBSE 12th Economics, determination of income and employment, and the sub chapter is the consumption function and its type, that is propensity to consume, average propensity to consume, marginal propensity to consume, and some numerical problem that is based on the average propensity to consume and marginal propensity to consume. In the previous video, we learn about the aggregate demand, and we know that aggregate demand is the sum of consumption demand and investment demand according to Keynes. Now consumption demand, it depends upon mainly two factors what Keynes so told. One is your income and one is propensity to consume. So today we will discuss about what is propensity to consume. So this is very important from examination point of view. So be concentrate. So propensity to consume or consumption function. So we learn about the production function, cost function, revenue function in microeconomic analysis. Similarly, in macro, consumption function. So what is this consumption function? So consumption function expresses the functional relationship between total consumption or aggregate consumption and national income. So ये consumption function क्या है? Keynes ने क्या बताया? So according to Keynes, consumption function is the functional relationship between the two variables. One variable is consumption and another variable is the income. So which one is the dependent variable and which one is the independent variable? Obviously consumption depends upon income. हमारा जो उपभोग है, हमारा जो कंजम्पशन है, वो हमारा इनकम का ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. So consumption is the dependent variable and income is the independent variable. So symbolically it can be written as C is equal to Fy, where your C is C is your so this C is consumption, F means function and Y means the disposable income at a point of time that is measured with the equation. So C means consumption, F means function and Y is the disposable income. So what is this disposable income? The income which is only meant for the consumption and saving. जो इनकम हमको मिलता है इनकम टैक्स देने के बाद, जो फीस फाइन सब कुछ डिडक्ट होने के बाद जो हमारा पास नेट इनकम होता है वो सिर्फ हमारा कंजम्पशन के लिए या सेविंग के लिए, ये दोनों के लिए है. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द डिस्पोजेबल इनकम. सो आवर कंजम्पशन डिपेंड्स अपॉन डिस्पोजेबल इनकम. Now the equation of the consumption I have already told you earlier, that is C is equal to, so this is the equation of the consumption, C is equal to C bar plus By. So where C is the consumption, C bar is the autonomous consumption or minimum consumption when the income is zero. I have already told you in the previous video that our income may be in the economy at a certain point of time, income may be zero, but consumption can't be zero. consumption should be minimum, and B means, that is the very important thing, B means the marginal propensity to consume, and Y means the level of income. Y means the level of income. So C is equal to C bar plus By. So it is a linear equation. It is in the form of that is a straight line equation of the straight line, that is Y is equal to mx plus C. So this equation, that is C is equal to C bar plus By, it is in linear form. Means here the consumption curve is a straight line. Why? Because we have taken this MPC, value of MPC, that is the B is constant, which shows the slope of the consumption line. So as the slope of the consumption line is constant, so therefore the consumption curve is a straight line curve. So okay, discuss. So according to Keynes, what Keynes told, that as income increases, consumption expenditure also increases, but increase in consumption is smaller than the increase in income. In other words, consumption lags behind income. This is called as the psychological law of consumption. What Keynes called it as the psychological law of consumption. Okay, this is important, that is psychological law of consumption. So according to Keynes, when income increases, consumption also increases, but consumption is smaller than the increase in income. What it means? Let us take an example. For example, तुम्हारे पापा के जो पैसा जो है इनकम 1000 रुपया बढ़ गया है. सो नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, जब इनकम उनका 1000 रुपया बढ़ गया है, क्या 1000 रुपया वो पूरा खर्चा कर देंगे? कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर क्या 1000 रुपया होगा या उससे कम होगा? It is the general tendency of the person, or it is the general tendency of the human being, that when our income increases by a certain amount, our consumption also increases, but a part of that increase of income we spend and another part we save. इसका मतलब क्या है? अगर हमारा इनकम 1000 रुपया इंक्रीज हुआ तो हम जनरली क्या करते हैं, 600 रुपया, 700 रुपया, 500 रुपया, इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन अस, इट डिपेंड्स अपॉन आवर हैबिट्स. सो उतना हम खर्च करते हैं, बाकी पैसा हम क्या करते हैं ना, सेविंग करते हैं. इन सर्टेन केसेस वी कैन स्पेंड द टोटल इनकम, टोटल इंक्रीमेंट इन इनकम. ऐसे भी हो सकता है कि हमारा 1000 रुपया अगर इनकम इंक्रीज हुआ है तो मैक्सिमम हम 1000 जो है एक्स्ट्रा जो इनकम हमको मिला, सो उसको हम कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर में भी खर्च कर सकते हैं. लेकिन जनरली लोग क्या करते हैं, इंक्रीज इनकम का एक पार्ट जो ए मेजर पार्ट वो कंज्यूम करते हैं, कंजम्पशन में खर्च करते हैं, बाकी जो पार्ट है उसको वो सेविंग करते हैं. इसीलिए जब इनकम हमारा इंक्रीज होता है तो कंजम्पशन भी इंक्रीज होता है, लेकिन कंजम्पशन में जितना इंक्रीज होता है वो इनकम में जितना इंक्रीज हुआ उससे कम होता है. दैट्स व्हाई Keynes told that when income increases, consumption also increases, but consumption lags behind income. It means the proportionate change in consumption is less than the proportionate change in income. इनकम में जितना प्रतिशत चेंजेस हुआ है, परिवर्तन होता है, कंजम्पशन में उससे कम परिवर्तन होता है. दैट इज नोन एज द साइकोलॉजिकल लॉ ऑफ कंजम्पशन. सो According to Keynes say that our consumption demand it depends upon many factors. हमारा जो consumption वो बहुत सारा फैक्टर्स का ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल प्राइस लेवल, रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, स्टॉक ऑफ वेल्थ एंड सेवरल अदर फैक्टर ऑल्सो, क्वालिटी, our interest or our liking for that commodities. So many factors are there, but Keynes has taken mainly two factors. One is income and one is propensity to consume. So according to Keynes, in the short run, Keynes has taken the rest of the factor as constant, because Keynesian analysis is based on the short run analysis. Keynes का जितना भी थ्योरी है वो स्वल्पकाल या शॉर्ट रन का ऊपर बेस किया है. बिकॉज अकॉर्डिंग टू Keynes इन द लॉन्ग रन वी आर ऑल डेड. Keynes का ये मानना था लॉन्ग रन कौन देखा है, तो इसीलिए उन्होंने जो थ्योरी बनाया है दैट इज जनरली अप्रोप्रिएट इन द शॉर्ट रन. तो Keynes ने कहा कि शॉर्ट रन में बाकी सब जो फैक्टर्स है जैसे प्राइस लेवल, वेल्थ, स्टॉक ऑफ वेल्थ, ये सब्जेक्टिव फैक्टर्स, बहुत सारा जो फैक्टर्स है उसको उन्होंने कांस्टेंट लिया है. ओनली टू फैक्टर्स ही हैज टेकन. वन इज योर इनकम मेनली एंड अनदर इज योर मार्जिनल प्रोपेंसिटी टू कंज्यूम. सो अकॉर्डिंग टू Keynes, C is equal to Fy, means C means consumption is mainly, it is a function of income, means it depends upon income. That's why C is equal to Fy is the consumption function. Understood? Okay. Now come to the next slide. Now this table shows the consumption schedule or consumption function schedule, and the diagram is the that shows the consumption curve. Now in the table you see that the income varies from 0 to 600, 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. And initially at 0 income the consumption is 40, because this is the minimum level of consumption, or that is called as C bar, or that is your autonomous consumption. So at 0 level of income consumption is 40. Already I have told you that our income may be 0, but our consumption cannot be 0, because certain basic requirements we have to fulfill. And what Keynes told that at 0 level of income, whatever the consumption requirement that can be met from our past saving. So at that time our saving is the negative. So at here in this table, when the income is 0, consumption is 40, then income increases to 100, consumption increases by 80 rupees. Why? Because Keynes told that our consumption always increase at a lesser proportion than the increase in income. So here the rate of change in consumption is 80 in every time. So consumption is, first case consumption is 40, then 120, then 200, then 280, then 360, then 440, then 520. Now you see in this diagram that this green line, that is the consumption curve. If you draw this consumption that is data on the x axis and y axis, where in the x axis we have taken the income, in the x axis we have taken the income, and in the y axis we have taken the consumption. And if the consumption data are plotted, then we will get a curve that is called as the CC curve, or that is called as the consumption curve. And this CC curve is upward sloping, it is a positive slope, and it is a straight line, means it is a linear consumption curve. Why? Because the slope of this curve is same at every point. हर पॉइंट में अगर उसका हम स्लोप देखेंगे, स्लोप का मतलब होता है MPC, मार्जिनल प्रोपेंसिटी टू कंज्यूम. वी विल डिस्कस इट लेटर ऑन. देन it remains same. So that's why it is a straight line. Now another line is drawn, that is the red line, that is OZ line, with an angle of 45 degree. Now, why this 45 degree line is drawn from the origin? Because from this 45 degree line, if you draw a perpendicular to x axis and y axis, then the measurement of this perpendicular are same, because both the x axis and y axis both are equidistant from any point on this line OZ. So now you see that point A, so you see that point E, so this point E, what you see at point E, what is the that is special about point E? So at point E, you see the conjunction curve and the line which is passing through the origin making an angle of 45 degree, that is OZ line. So OZ line and CC line, both the curves intersect at point E. Now, so that's why at point E, your conjunction is how much? Your conjunction is EY0. Conjunction is EY0. So this is your conjunction EY0. And what is your income? Income is OY0. Income is OY0 because national income is measured along the OX axis and consumption is measured along the OY axis. So now, as it is the 45 degree, this angle is 45 degree. So this EY0 and OY0 both are same according to the property of the isosceles right angle triangle. So therefore, EY0 is the consumption and OY0 is the income. So your OY0 and EY0 are same, that is consumption and income both are same at point E. So this E point is called as the break-even point. Remember it, very much important from the examination point of view. तो उसको क्या कहते हैं? उसको कहा जाता है ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट. So what is this break even point? So break even point is that point where consumption and income are same. Break even point is that point where consumption and income are same. अगर हम टेबल में देखेंगे तो ये कौन सा होगा? 200. टेबल में हम देखेंगे तो ये कौन सा होगा? ये 200. You see this at 200, when the income is 200, your also consumption is 200. So at 200 level of income, that is called as the break-even point. Now before the break-even point, you see that consumption is higher than income. Here you see consumption is 40, income is 0. Then consumption is 120, income is 100. So before the or prior to the break-even point, consumption is greater than income, and after the break-even point, income is greater than consumption. So before the break-even point, there is negative saving or there is dis saving, क्योंकि इनकम कम है, कंजम्पशन ज़्यादा है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल when income is 100, so when income is 100, कंजम्पशन इज 120, तो सेविंग कितना होगा? -20. 100 minus 120 is -20. So -20 is called as the negative saving or that is called as this saving. बट आफ्टर द ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट 200 के बाद अगर हम देखते हैं 300 अगर इनकम लेंगे तो इनकम हो गया 300, कंजम्पशन हो गया 280, तो सेविंग हो गया कितना? 300 minus 280, that is saving is +20. So that's why after the break even point saving is positive and before the break even point saving is negative. क्योंकि before the break even point income is less than consumption, but after the break even point income is greater than consumption. Is it clear? Now the same thing what I explained, that is the same explanation is given here. Already I have told this. Now these are the some important points regarding this diagram. So what is evident from this diagram? What are the important that is conclusion that can be drawn from this diagram? So number one is I have already told that at lower levels of income, consumption function, that is CC, lies above the OZ line, signifying that at these lower levels of income, consumption is greater than income. So when C is greater than Y, savings are negative, or that is called as dissaving, that is before the break-even point. I have already told you that before the break-even point, consumption is greater than income, so saving is negative. The second is your when C is equal to Y, when C is equal to Y, at that time saving is 0, so that is called as the break-even point. So in that diagram, your E is the break-even point. I have already told you. And after the break-even point, to the right of the break-even point, your income is more than consumption. Because because Keynes told, with the increase in income, consumption increases but less than the increase in income, and therefore consumption function curve CC lies below the 45-degree line OZ, beyond Y0. Beyond Y0 means beyond the income OY0. And important point to be noted here is that beyond the level of income OY0, the gap between the consumption and income is widening. इसका मतलब है ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट के बाद, ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट जो हमारा जो OY0 जो इनकम लेवल हो गया 200 अकॉर्डिंग टू द टेबल, आफ्टर दैट द गैप बिटवीन द कंजम्पशन एंड इनकम इज वाइडनिंग. कंजम्पशन और इनकम के बीच जो गैप है वो गैप जो बढ़ रहा है, इसके लिए क्या होता है, सेविंग पॉजिटिव हो रहा है, सेविंग भी इंक्रीज हो रहा है. सो देयरफॉर द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द इनकम एंड कंजम्पशन रिप्रेजेंट द सेविंग. Therefore, with the increase in income, saving gap also widens. So income जब increase होता है, saving भी क्या होता है, increase होता है. And this has a significant implication in macroeconomics. ये saving increase होने से उसका macroeconomics में इकोनॉमी का ऊपर क्या प्रभाव होता है, that is nicely explained by the concept that is paradox of thrift, which is not in your syllabus, but we will discuss this later on. Okay. Now come to the two types of there is propensity to consume. One is average propensity to consume and one is your marginal propensity to consume. Two type of propensity to consume. So very simple, just you listen carefully. What is this average propensity to consume? So average propensity to consume means that is the ratio of aggregate consumption expenditure to aggregate income. That is your C by Y. So APC, that is your average propensity to consume, is equal to consumption by income, aggregate consumption by aggregate income. So this is your APS schedule. So you see your income varies from 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, and consumption is taken as 40, 120, 200, 280, 360. Now what is the APC? So APC is equal to your C by Y. So in the first case 40 by 0, it cannot be calculated, that is infinitive, so it is indeterminate. In the second case your APC is equal to C by Y, that is 120 by 100, that is 1.2. In the third case, that is the break-even point, income and consumption are same, 200 by 200, that is your 1. In the next case, the APC is 280 divided by 300, that is 0.933, and in the last case, it is 360 by 400, that is your 0.90. So what you see? You see that you see this is the APC 1.20, then 1, then 0.93, then 0.90. So what you see? You see when income is rising, the value of APC is continuously falling. Remember it. जब इनकम का स्तर जो इंक्रीज होता है वह 100 इंक्रीज हुआ है. सो व्हेन इनकम इंक्रीजेस एपीसी फॉल्स. एपीसी का वैल्यू 1.2, then 1, then 0.93, then 0.90, like it is decreasing. Now let us take this that is diagram, how to find out this APC. So now here the CC is the consumption curve. CC is the consumption curve. So let us take an point A. हम एक पॉइंट लिए A. So A से हमने परपेंडिकुलर ड्रॉ किया AN to the y axis and AY1 to the x axis. Now what is the amount of consumption? The amount of consumption C is equal to ON means amount of consumption is ON. Amount of consumption is ON. This is the amount of consumption because consumption is measured along the OY axis. And what is the amount of income at point A? The amount of income is OY1. The amount of income is OY1. So what is the value of APC? So APC is equal to C by Y. So C by Y means ON by OY1. So this is the value of APC. So at point A, the value of APC, that is average propensity to consume, is equal to aggregate consumption by aggregate income or simply consumption by income C by Y. So C by Y means it is ON divided by OY1. Understood? So now come to next one. So these are the some of the important that is key points regarding the APC, average propensity to consume. So important, what are the important points? I have already told that APC, the value of APC further falls or the value of APC continuously falls when income increases. So this is the first point. So this is the first point, that the value of APC falls. So second one is when the APC is more than 1. So when APC is more than 1, at that time consumption is more than national income, that is before the break-even point. So before the break-even point, the value of APC is more than 1. Why? Because consumption is greater than income. Before the break-even point, the value of APC is more than 1 because consumption is greater than income. So APC is equal to C by Y. Value of C is greater than the value of Y. For example, C is 120 and Y is 100. So 120 divided by 100 is 1.20. So 1.20 is greater than 1. Very simple. And when the value of APC is equal to 1, you remember it, the value of APC is equal to 1 at the break-even point. So at the break-even point, what happens? C is equal to Y. So in our diagram or in our table it is rupees 200. So when the income is rupees 200 crores in the economy, at that time you see the consumption is also 200. So 200 by 200, that is 1. So APC is equal to 1 when C is equal to Y. So that is in the break-even point. At the break-even point, the value of APC is equal to 1. And third one is when the value of APC is less than 1. So the value of APC is less than 1 when income is more than consumption, that is consumption than income. So when the consumption is less than income, that is after the break-even point. So after the break-even point, the consumption becomes less than income. So therefore, C by Y, its value is less than 1. So these three things you remember. Number 1, that is before the break-even point, the value of FEC is greater than 1. Why? Because consumption is more than income. Second is at the break-even point. At the break-even point, the value of FEC is equal to 1. Why? Because consumption and income both are same. And third one is after the break-even point, the value of FEC is less than 1. Why? Because consumption is less than income. Okay. And another point is FEC can never be zero. FEC कभी जीरो नहीं हो सकता है या नेगेटिव का सवाल ही नहीं होता है. Why FEC cannot be zero? Because consumption can never be zero. Because FEC is C by Y. C is the numerator and Y is the denominator. C का वैल्यू जीरो होने से C by Y का वैल्यू जीरो होगा. You know it very well in the fraction. एक फ्रैक्शन में अगर न्यूमरेटर का वैल्यू अगर जीरो होता है तो जीरो बाई एनी नंबर इज इक्वल टू जीरो. लेकिन हमारा यह न्यूमरेटर में C है और कंजम्पशन कभी जीरो नहीं हो सकता है. इनकम जीरो हो सकता है लेकिन कंजम्पशन जीरो नहीं हो सकता है. इवन एट जीरो लेवल ऑफ इनकम देयर इज सर्टेन कंजम्पशन. सो देयरफॉर एपीसी का वैल्यू कभी भी जीरो नहीं हो सकता है और नेगेटिव भी नहीं हो सकता है. क्यों नेगेटिव नहीं हो सकता है? क्योंकि कंजम्पशन कभी नेगेटिव नहीं हो सकता है. कंजम्पशन कैन नॉट बी नेगेटिव. ओके, सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट योर एपीसी. Now come to MPC. So what is this MPC? MPC means marginal propensity to consume. So marginal का मतलब होता है इकोनॉमिक्स में rate of change, small changes. So marginal propensity to consume means it is the ratio of change in consumption to change in income. Or you can say that what it tells? It tells that proportion of additional income that is spent on consumption. इसका मतलब क्या है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमारा इनकम 100 रुपया बढ़ा है और हमारा कंजम्पशन 70 रुपीज इंक्रीज हुआ है. कितना इंक्रीज हुआ है? कितना टोटल इनकम? आई एम नॉट टेलिंग अबाउट द टोटल इनकम. फॉर एग्जाम्पल योर इनकम इंक्रीजेस बाई ₹100. एज ए रिजल्ट your consumption expenditure increases by ₹70. पहले जितना था उससे 70 इंक्रीज हुआ और पहले इनकम तुम्हारा जितना था उससे और 100 रुपया ज़्यादा हुआ. इसका मतलब है 70% ऑफ योर इंक्रीज इनकम यू स्पेंट ऑन कंजम्पशन. इसका मतलब है तुम्हारा इंक्रीज इनकम का 70% जो है तुम कंजम्पशन का ऊपर खर्च करते हो. So that is called as the marginal propensity to consume. And इसका फॉर्मूला क्या है? इसका फॉर्मूला है डेल्टा C by डेल्टा Y. डेल्टा C means change in consumption and delta Y means change in income. So take a numerical example, very simple example. Suppose consumption expenditure increases from 70 crores to 110 crores. मान लो कि कंजम्पशन एक्सपेंडिचर इकोनॉमी में 70 करोड़ से 110 करोड़ वृद्धि हुआ. क्यों वृद्धि हुआ? क्योंकि इनकम में विथ एन इंक्रीज इन इनकम फ्रॉम 100 करोड़ टू 200 करोड़. क्योंकि इनकम में कितना चेंजेस हुआ ना? 100 करोड़ से 200 करोड़ चेंजेस हुआ. देन व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ एमपीसी? एमपीसी इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा सी बाई डेल्टा वाई. सो व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ डेल्टा सी? चेंज इन कंजम्पशन. So change in consumption means 110 minus 70, that is 40 crores, and change in income 200 minus 100, that is 100. So 40 divided by 100, that is 0.40. It means 40% of the incremental income. Incremental income मतलब जो 100 crores increase हुआ है. So 40% of the incremental income is spent on consumption. Understood? So this is the meaning of marginal propensity to consume. So let us see the next slide. So in this table you see that income is 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, and consumption is given as 40, 120, 200, 280, 360, 440, 520. Means consumption increases by 80 rupees every time when income increases by 100 rupees, because we are taking the here the uniformity. Why? Because we are dealing with the linear consumption curve. So MPC जो है marginal propensity to consume should be the same. That's why the change in consumption is uniform. The change in consumption is uniform, that is 80 rupees. So what is the change in consumption in the first case? What is the change in consumption? You see, in the first case it is nil because it is the zero level. So in the second case it is a change in consumption is 40 to 120, that is your 80. So in the third case also it is 80. In the fourth case also it is 80. In the next case also 80, next case also 80, and in the last case also 80. So you see that every time consumption increases by 80 crores rupees, and income in the first zero level it is nil. Nil means dash, not zero, nil. So in the second 0 to 100 means it is 100. Next it is also 100. Next also it is 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 100. In every case you say it is 100. Then what is the value of MPC? MPC का फॉर्मूला है डेल्टा C upon delta Y. So in the first case it cannot be made, so it is nil. In the second case 80 by 100, that is 0.8. In the second case also 0.8. In the third case also 0.8, next also 0.8, next also 0.8, next also 0.8. So MPC is constant. Here the value of MPC is constant. Why MPC is constant? Because consumption rate of change in consumption is constant. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि हर बार constant होगा. We are taking the straight line consumption curve. हम लोग जो है यहाँ स्ट्रेट लाइन या लीनियर कंजम्पशन कर्व लिया है. लीनियर का मतलब होता है स्लोप जो है, स्लोप ऑफ द कंजम्पशन कर्व, दैट इज एमपीसी, और दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द सिंबॉलिकली बी. सो ये जो एमपीसी है, रेट ऑफ चेंज इन कंजम्पशन बाय रेट ऑफ चेंज इन इनकम, ये क्या होना चाहिए? कांस्टेंट होना चाहिए, तभी स्ट्रेट लाइन जो है स्ट्रेट लाइन कंजम्पशन कर्व होगा. दैट्स व्हाई हियर द रेट ऑफ चेंज इन कंजम्पशन इज केप्ट एज कांस्टेंट. लेकिन एग्जाम में अगर ये कांस्टेंट नहीं होता है, उसी हिसाब से तुमको क्या होगा? एमपीसी का वैल्यू चेंज हो सकता है. ओके, नाउ यू सी दिस डायग्राम, very much important from examination point of view. So the same table is reflected here. I have already discussed in the earlier slide that change in consumption is 80, whereas change in income is 100. So MPC is 0.8. Now, so how to show it with the help of a diagram? So in this diagram already you know this, the blue line, this is the consumption curve, that is C is equal to C bar plus By, and this is the 45-degree line from the origin. Now they intersect at point B. So at point B consumption and income both are same, so that is the break-even point. That doesn't matter. Suppose we take a point A. मान लो कि हमने एक पॉइंट लिया, ये कंजम्पशन कर्व में एक पॉइंट हमने सिलेक्ट किया, दैट पॉइंट इज ए पॉइंट हमने सिलेक्ट किया, और एक पॉइंट क्या है ना, another point is B. Now when we move from B to A, try to understand very carefully students. So when there is movement from B to A, जब हमने B to A जब हम मूव किया, there is a movement from B to A. What is the change in income? इनकम में कितना चेंज हुआ? You see, पहला इनकम कितना था? पहला इनकम था OE. अभी इनकम कितना हो गया? अभी इनकम हो गया OF. तो कितना चेंजेस हुआ, चेंजेस हुआ EF। सो इसमें डेल्टा वाई जो लिखा हुआ है, सो दिस इज द चेंज इन इनकम, दैट इज डेल्टा वाई। सो डेल्टा वाई दैट इज EF और BK। सो दिस BK, उसको हम जूम भी कर सकते हैं। सो यू सी हियर, सो दिस BK is the your change in income. Similarly, when there is increase in income from OE to OF, what is the increase in consumption? The increase in consumption, previously consumption is OD and now the consumption is OG. So this DG is the change in consumption, or AK is the change in consumption. AK is the change in consumption. AK is the change in consumption. AK is the change in consumption, and BK is the change in income, or EF is the change in income and DG is the change in consumption. कंजम्पशन में कितना परिवर्तन हुआ है, कितना इंक्रीज हुआ है, DG इक्वल टू DG इक्वल टू ज्योमेट्रिकली इट इज इक्वल टू AK and EF equal to BK. Okay, so now you see your marginal propensity to, so marginal propensity to consume, that is your delta C by delta Y. So delta C is how much? Delta C is DG, and delta Y is how much? Delta Y is EF. So DG by EF, that is your marginal propensity to consume, or you can say AK by BY. AK, ये जो ट्रायंगल जो हुआ है, AKB जो ट्रायंगल है, ये AKB जो ट्रायंगल है, AKB, सो AKB ट्रायंगल में AK that is delta C and BK that is delta Y. So AK by BK, that is your marginal propensity to consume. Okay, so this is how you find out the marginal propensity to consume with the help of a what? Diagram. So now there are some that is important points for the MPC, that is very much important from the examination point of view. So let us discuss. So first one is, the value of MPC varies between 0 to 1. This is the very much important. MPC का मिनिमम वैल्यू है 0 एंड MPC का मैक्सिमम वैल्यू है 1. Why? That is important. So for example, suppose I am giving you a numerical example. Suppose your income increases by ₹100. तुम्हारा इनकम 100 रुपीज इंक्रीज हुआ, बट योर कंजम्पशन रिमेन सेम. सपोज तुमने खर्च करना नहीं चाहते हो, तुम ये सोचा कि पहले हमारा जितना कंजम्पशन है उसमें से हम गुजारा कर देंगे, बिकॉज यू आर वेरी मच यू वांट टू लव. एक बच्चे ऐसा होता है कि अपना पिताजी उनको अगर 100 रुपया देते हैं तो कोई बच्चा होता है क्यों खर्च करेंगे, आज नहीं खाते हैं, उसको हम सेव कर देते हैं. पूरा 100 रुपया वो क्या कर देते हैं ना, सेव कर देते हैं. तो जब 100 रुपया तुमको इनकम मिला, एक्स्ट्रा इनकम, मतलब तुम्हारा पहले जितना इनकम था उससे और 100 रुपया तुम्हारा इनकम एडिशन हुआ, और तुमने क्या किया, पहले तुम्हारा जितना कंजम्पशन है उतना कंजम्पशन तुम्हारा है, योर कंजम्पशन रिमेन सेम, बट यू गेट एक्स्ट्रा इनकम ऑफ ₹100, बट यू डोंट वांट टू स्पेंड. तुमने पहले तुम्हारा जितना कंजम्पशन था उतना कंजम्पशन में तुमने गुजारा कर लिया, और 100 रुपया जो पूरा टोटली सेव कर दिया. तो इसका मतलब तुम्हारा चेंज इन कंजम्पशन कितना हो गया, 0. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, सपोज जो 500 रुपीज, सपोज योर प्रीवियसली यू हैव 500 रुपीज, तुम्हारा पास 500 रुपीज था, और तुम उस समय में खर्च कितना कर रहे थे ना, 400 रुपया तुम्हारा खर्चा हो रहा था. तो सेविंग कितना तुम्हारा हो रहा था, 100 रुपीज. 500 माइनस 400 इज इक्वल टू 100। अभी तुम्हारा पिताजी तुमको और 100 रुपया ज़्यादा दिए, तो तुम्हारा चेंज इन इनकम कितना हुआ? 500 से 600 हुआ। इसका मतलब है 100 चेंज हुआ। लेकिन कंजम्पशन पहले तुम्हारा साथ 400, अभी भी तुम्हारा कंजम्पशन है 400, तो इसका मतलब अभी सेविंग तुम्हारा कितना हो गया? 600 माइनस 400, 200 हो गया। तो इसका मतलब 100 रुपया जो तुमको एक्स्ट्रा मिला, पूरा 100 रुपया तुमने क्या कर दिया? सेव कर दिया। तो चेंज इन कंजम्पशन इज 0 बट चेंज इन इनकम इज 100। तो एमपीसी का वैल्यू कितना होगा? डेल्टा सी बाई डेल्टा वाई, सो 0 बाई 100 दैट इज 0, सो दैट इज द मिनिमम वैल्यू ऑफ एमपीसी। एमपीसी का मिनिमम वैल्यू 0 है। अभी तुम पूछ सकते हो कि सर जब इनकम इंक्रीज होता है तो कंजम्पशन भी इंक्रीज होता है, किन्स ने बताया। यस, जब हमारा इनकम इंक्रीज होता है तो हमारा कंजम्पशन भी कुछ इंक्रीज होता है, लेकिन ये एक हम स्पेशल या एक्सट्रीम कंडीशन हमने ले लिया। मान लो कि हमारा इनकम में परिवर्तन हुआ लेकिन हमारा कंजम्पशन में कुछ एक्स्ट्रा, जो इनकम बढ़ा कंजम्पशन में कुछ परिवर्तन नहीं हुआ, तो इसका मतलब चेंज इन कंजम्पशन 0 होगा उस स्थिति में। तो जब चेंज इन कंजम्पशन 0 हुआ, सो 0 डिवाइडेड बाई डेल्टा वाई इज 0, सो दैट इज द minimum value of the MPC. Understood? Now what is the maximum value of MPC? Maximum value of MPC is equal to 1. How it is 1? Because when your change in income is totally spent, if you spend the complete change in income or the total change in income, you spend it, then your value of MPC is equal to 1. How? मैंने बताया कि तुम्हारा इनकम 100 रुपया तुमको पिताजी ने दिया, अभी तुमने क्या किया ना, पूरा 100 रुपया खर्च कर दिया। पहले तुम्हारा कितना 500 रुपया इनकम था, तुम कितना खर्च कर रहे थे? 400 रुपया। तुम्हारा सेविंग कितना था? 100 रुपीज। अभी तुमको कितना एक्स्ट्रा मिला? 100 मिला। तो तुम्हारा इनकम हो गया कितना? 500 से हो गया 600 हो गया। और अभी तुम्हारा कंजम्पशन कितना हो गया ना, पहले 400 था, सेविंग 100 था, अभी जो 100 रुपया एक्स्ट्रा मिला वो 100 रुपया ही तुम पूरा खर्च कर दिया, तो तुम्हारा कंजम्पशन हो गया 500। सेविंग तुम्हारा पहले भी जितना था अभी भी सेम रहा। इसका मतलब है तुम्हारा टोटल जितना इंक्रीज जो हुआ है इनकम, टोटल इंक्रीज इन इनकम दैट यू स्पेंड कंप्लीटली, तो तुम्हारा 100 रुपया इनकम बढ़ा है और तुमने खर्च कर दिया 100 रुपीज। इसका मतलब है योर डेल्टा सी एंड डेल्टा वाई बोथ आर सेम, सो MPC इज इक्वल टू डेल्टा सी बाई डेल्टा वाई, दैट इज 100 अपॉन 100, दैट इज 1, सो दैट इज द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू ऑफ MPC। इसीलिए MPC का वैल्यू सबसे मिनिमम वैल्यू 0 हो सकता है और सबसे मैक्सिमम वैल्यू 1 हो सकता है। तुम बोलोगे सर 1 से क्यों ज़्यादा नहीं होगा? कैसे होगा? तुम्हारा इनकम 100 रुपया बढ़ेगा और तुम कंज्यूम करोगे 120 रुपया, पॉसिबल है क्या? तुम बोलोगे सर पहले का हमारा पास जो सेविंग है उसको हम खर्च कर देंगे, वो नहीं होगा। चेंज हम देखते हैं तुम्हारा कितना इंक्रीज हुआ। अगर तुम्हारा 100 रुपया इनकम इंक्रीज होता है तो तुम क्या कर सकते हो? आइदर पूरा 100 रुपया को सेविंग कर सकते हो, नहीं तो 10 रुपया खर्च कर सकते हो, 20 रुपया कर सकते हो, 30 रुपया खर्च कर सकते हो, अप टू 100 रुपीज तक तुम क्या कर सकते हो ना, खर्च कर सकते हो। ऐसा नहीं कि तुमको 100 रुपया एक्स्ट्रा मिला तो तुम 120 रुपया खर्च करोगे, इट कैन नॉट बी पॉसिबल। सो देयरफॉर द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू ऑफ MPC इज 1 एंड द minimum value of MPC is 0. This is the very important thing. Number second thing is MPC falls with the successive increase in income. जब इनकम इंक्रीज होता है तो MPC का वैल्यू क्या होता है ना, डिक्रीज होता है। लेकिन हम जो यहाँ पे एग्जाम्पल ले, व्हाट एवर एग्जाम्पल द टेबल वी हैव टेकन, in this case the value of MPC remain constant, that is 0.8, 0.8, 0.8. Why it is constant? Because we have taken the linear consumption curve. कीन्स ने लीनियर कंजम्पशन कर्व लिया है, तो जब लीनियर कंजम्पशन कर्व हम लेते हैं तो वो स्ट्रेट लाइन हो, दैट विल बी स्ट्रेट लाइन, सो देयरफॉर इट्स स्लोप शुड बी सेम। जब स्लोप समान होगा तो हमारा डेल्टा सी बाई डेल्टा वाई का वैल्यू क्या होना चाहिए? समान होना चाहिए। इसीलिए ये एग्जाम्पल में हमने क्या किया है, एमपीसी का वैल्यू कांस्टेंट लिया गया है, लेकिन जनरली एमपीसी का वैल्यू क्या होता है ना, जब इनकम इंक्रीज होता है एमपीसी का वैल्यू क्या होता है, डिक्रीज होता है. दिस इज द सेकेंड थिंग. देन थर्ड थिंग इज एमपीसी ऑफ द पुअरर सेक्शन इज मोर देन द रिचर सेक्शन. पुअरर सेक्शन के लिए एमपीसी का वैल्यू इन केस ऑफ द पुअर पीपल और पुअरर सेक्शन ऑफ द सोसाइटी द वैल्यू ऑफ एमपीसी इज हाई and in case of richer section it is low. Very simple. Why? Because the poor people, they are generally unable to fulfill their basic requirements of life. Their most of the basic requirements of life is not fulfilled, unfulfilled or partially fulfilled. Whereas in case of rich people, they have fulfilled everything. Their every desires of their life, every demand of their life, every want of their life they fulfilled. So therefore in case of rich people, when their income increases, they save more, they spend less. For example, एक आदमी के पास सब कुछ है, गाड़ी है, अच्छा बंगला है, एयर कंडीशन रूम है, सब कुछ उसका पास है, घर में सारा फर्नीचर भी सब कुछ है, और उसका हर महीने में पैसा जो है बचता है. उसका बाद भी अगर उसको ज़्यादा पैसा मिला या उसका इनकम में इंक्रीमेंट हुआ तो वह क्या करेगा, उसका पास तो सब कुछ है, क्या करेगा, वो उसको सेविंग करेगा, खर्च कम करेगा. उसका इनकम, एक रिच आदमी का अगर 10,000 रुपया इनकम इंक्रीज होता है तो वो 1,000 रुपया खर्च करता है, 9,000 रुपया वो सेव करता है. इसका मतलब 0.10 उसका हो गया स्पेंडिंग एंड 0.90 उसका हो गया सेविंग. लेकिन एक गरीब का अगर 100 रुपया बढ़ता है, गरीब का तो 10,000 रुपया बढ़ेगा नहीं. ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. एक गरीब आदमी का अगर 100 रुपया बढ़ता है तो उसमें से 90 रुपया खर्च कर देगा और 10 रुपया सेव करेगा. इसका मतलब एक गरीब का क्षेत्र में उसका इंक्रीमेंट इन इनकम, जो इनकम उसका बढ़ा है उसका वो 90% क्या करता है, स्पेंड करता है, खर्च करता है, 10% सेव करता है. लेकिन इन केस ऑफ रिच वो 10% स्पेंड करता है, 90% सेव करता है. That's why it is called that MPC of the poorer section is more than the richer section. And the last one is MPC of the developing countries like India, Nepal, Bangladesh, etc. is more than the MPC of the developed countries like USA, Canada, England, Japan. The same principle is adopted here. MPC डेवलपिंग कंट्री का MPC ज़्यादा है, जैसे कि इंडिया हो गया, नेपाल हो गया, बांग्लादेश हो गया. फॉर एग्जाम्पल इन इंडिया द पर कैपिटा इनकम और द डिस्पोजेबल इनकम ऑफ द पीपल इंक्रीजेस. इंडिया में अगर लोगों का पैसा अगर इनकम अगर बढ़ा दिया जाए तो ऑटोमेटिकली द पीपल विल स्पेंड मोर, बिकॉज इन अंडर डेवलप्ड कंट्री there are so much opportunities are there to spend, because maximum people their demand or their many that is desires or demand are not fulfilled. बहुत सारा हमारा जो वांट है, बहुत सारा हमारा जो डिजायर्स है हम फुलफिल नहीं कर पाते हैं अंडर डेवलप कंट्री में. इंडिया में टोटली मिडिल क्लास पीपल को अगर हम देखेंगे तो हमारा बहुत सारा डिजायर्स होता है, कार खरीदने का इच्छा होता है, अच्छा घर खरीदने की इच्छा होता है, लेकिन हमारे पास पैसा नहीं होता है. अगर हमको कहाँ से पैसा मिल जाएगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली हम उसको क्या करते हैं ना, खर्च कर देते हैं. तो इसीलिए ये नेचर होता है अंडर डेवलप कंट्री में, क्योंकि अंडर डेवलप कंट्री में जनरली गरीब लोग और मिडिल क्लास पीपल रहते हैं, लेकिन डेवलप कंट्री में रिच पीपल रहते हैं. दे हैव एवरीथिंग. सो when their income increases or in that country if the income increases, automatically they spend less and they save more. वो लोग क्या करते हैं, सेविंग ज़्यादा करते हैं और स्पेंडिंग कम करते हैं. So that's why it is told that or it is said that the MPC of the developing countries is higher than the MPC of the developed country. Understood? So these are the some of the important mind map. Already I have told that when the APC is equal to 1, consumption is equal to national income, which is known as the break-even point, or the value of APC is less than 1 when C is less than Y. The value of APC is 1 when C is equal to Y, that is the break-even point. The value of APC is greater than 1 when C is greater than Y. The value of APC can never be 0 or cannot be 0 or negative also. Then MPC means change in consumption by change in income. The value of MPC varies between 0 to 1. MPC falls with the successive increase in income. Next is MPC of the poorer section is more than the richer section, and next is the last one is the MPC of the developing countries is more than the MPC of developed countries. Okay. So now this is the one test for you. ये डायग्राम दिया गया है. ये डायग्राम में तुमको ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द गिवन फिगर यू हैव टू आंसर द फॉलोइंग क्वेश्चन. यू ट्राई इट. अगर ये क्वेश्चन को ट्राई करना है आंसर देने के लिए. अगर नहीं आता है, इफ यू फेस सम डिफिकल्टीज देन यू राइट टू मी. ओके, in the chat box or in the information box, comment box, you can write. So what is the value of the autonomous consumption? Which point is the break-even point and why it is break-even point? What is the break-even level of income? How much is the APC at break-even point? And if MPC is equal to 0.6, determine the consumption function. Next one is, this is some assignment for you. Some CBSE, previous CBSE question is given. So try to note down it and try to practice it in your notebook, because this chapter is very much important, and a maximum numerical problem that comes from this APC, MPC, then APS, MPS. So with this, thank you, and in the next class we will study about the propensity to save and its type, and I request all of you to subscribe my channel and like my channel. Okay, with this, thank you again.